Hello and welcome to another update video about QNT. Yeah, only yesterday I made a video and highlighted that we are approaching the next key support here at $87 and that we are on track to getting to our $80 ideal target. Yeah, so this year at $87 was supposed to be a bit of a target on the way. Yeah, next potential support before then breaking down to $80. And it seems like we're getting there early because it seems as if this downtrend is accelerating a little bit. We broke that trend line actually already overnight, or that, well, is horizontal support, this previous wave 4 swing low that was made in September last year. So it was broken quite quickly, and we're now following through this pathway to the downside. Seems like we're accelerating the move down. I might need to change this maybe into a WXY structure here, this last wave 5, or maybe reinterpret how this ending diagonal that we're tracking is looking like. Yeah, it could, for example, be that, well, we're still in the 5th wave, but no, it's actually still okay. Yeah, that wave count, it's a bit messy on the lower time frames. It depends on where we really land. I mean, either way, we are pretty much have a full wave count. It doesn't need to go any lower, okay? It doesn't need to go any lower. I would prefer it to go a little lower, because $80 is the next key Fibonacci support, and we seem to be getting there. We even seem to be accelerating towards it. So from that point of view, everything is good. But below 80, we would only really have $60 left as support. And below that level, I will probably turn bearish. So I'm not telling you it will turn around here, especially not looking at Bitcoin, because, I mean, let's be honest, QNT has a lot of catching up work to do, right? It has been very stable throughout basically, well, all of 2023. It did reach a bit of a high there in January 23 with some other coins. Since then, it's been coming down, but then it hasn't really moved at all, really, between May and September, or between May and August. And now, since it's broken below this key support area, which we've talked about, it's really accelerated that move down, right? So expectations were for this to break eventually. And it's good to see that it's actually reacting to it. So it's basically broken. Yeah, it did respect this support area for a while, but it broke below it. It's consolidating below it. It's sustaining below support, and that leads to an acceleration of the downtrend. So $80 is certainly the next target, and also the level that we've been talking about for many months. I can't even remember when we started to talk about the $80 level as an ideal target, because a new low was very likely and is good for this chart. However, anything below 60 will put it into trouble, because that's the 88.7 Fibonacci level on the linear chart and the 78.6 Fib level on the log chart, both key levels on their relevant scales, and anything below the 78.6 Fib level on the log chart is certainly potentially long-term bearish. So if I go back to the long-term chart, so QNT, so anyway, there's nothing short-term bullish on this chart at the moment. If I go to the long-term chart, we can see that it's now approaching this yellow support area that we've highlighted between roughly $80 and 60. It depends on which exchange you're really looking at, but here there's it's basically 60 and 80. But as you can see, this wave 2 that we're doing here, so we have a potential wave 1, the wave 2 to the downside. This wave 2 is gonna get into trouble below $60, because a sustained break below that level in most cases will lead to a failure. And I mean, then what would then be very likely is that we're actually in a 5-wave move to the downside here in the white wave count, which could eventually take it to, I don't know, single digits or something. We would need to see. But at the moment, the move down, to me, it looks still rather corrective. So I'm open to the idea that this is the yellow wave count, which would be bullish. Yeah. What you can never rule out with a development like that is that it's turning into a massive triangle. I mean, that's something to observe. It's too early to really confirm that in any way, but you know, it could turn into some kind of a very nasty triangle here. We'll see if it shows any respect to those trend lines, maybe. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, we're now approaching sort of a medium-term support area that we've had on the radar for quite some time. So it's quite good to see that we're finally getting there, and now just need to be watching for potential reactions and how the reactions are looking like to either the $80 level or the $60 level. If, for example, the price doesn't show an impulsive reaction to the $80 level and keeps just bouncing to the upside in a corrective manner. I mean, this can turn into a WXYXZ pattern. It could drop just lower, right? So we need an impulsive reaction to one of these fib levels. So personally, tactically speaking, I'm not doing anything until I see a first 5-wave move to the upside, followed by a 3-wave pullback. That's my update about QNT. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.